What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to be discussing and I'm going to be talking you through all the things that I have learned since making videos about hair over the last 5 years or so. Now, this video is going to be in response to George Fernando, who recently shot a fantastic video which discussed a very similar topic. I watched his and I felt inspired to do one of my own, so let's jump into it. Every single guy should try a buzz cut and every single guy should try long hair at least once in their life. Now, I've had a lot of hairstyles in my life, but when I think about it and when I look at pictures, these two have actually been my favourite for me. And I think it's for two various different reasons. So I loved the buzz cut because the buzz cut just made me feel like I was always ready for action. I never needed to think about how my hair looked. I never needed to get ready in the morning. Essentially, what I needed to do, I could do without even having to think about how I looked or how I came across. But I loved the long hair as well. And I loved the long hair for a very different reason. I loved the long hair because I had to practice delayed gratification. When I decided that I wanted to grow my hair out, it took about 12 to 18 months. And that was 12 to 18 months of being really excited for something that was to come. And that process of managing that excitement and that process of managing the awkward phase and everything else in between really taught me how valuable delayed gratification can be. But the opposite side of that as well is really interesting for the buzz cut. The buzz cut is dramatic. The minute you sit down in the barber chair, you look different the second you get up. And I think for a lot of guys, it can be really shocking, but also really eye-opening as to what they look like when they buzz their hair. It's been said that a man's hair is his makeup. And if you take away the hair, you're essentially taking away the makeup. So everything on your face, your jawline, your skull shape, even your neck to a certain extent is gonna be exposed. And I think it's really powerful, at least once in your life, just to expose it and just to see exactly what you look like. However, with that being said, ultimately, your hairstyle should suit your hair type. And I would even go as far as to say that that's probably going to be the hairstyle that looks the best for you. So one of the issues and one of the struggles that I always had with my hair when I was growing up is the fact that it was wavy. And I spent a lot of time wishing that it was straighter. And I spent a lot of time trying straighter hairstyles. This meant that I was always using heat tools like a blow dryer, and it meant that as a result, my hair quite often looked dried, fried on the ends, and never really had the look that I wanted to do, even though it was straighter. One of the great things I would say about modern men's hair fashion is the fact we're now encouraging guys to lean in and use their natural texture. And for me, this has been a real breakthrough because I'm now rocking my hair in this curly style for one of the first times in my life. Now, I realise that it may be a boring hairstyle, and I realise that it may even not be a particularly fashionable or particularly interesting hairstyle for people to look at, but it works for me right now. It means that I can get up, it means that I can go about my day, and it means that my hair is super easy to style without having to have something as drastic as a buzz cut. And in order to make that happen, you're going to need to go to the right barber. So if you think about it logically, not all barbers are created equally. And most barbers tend to have a haircut or a particular style that they tend to specialise in or tend to enjoy doing the most. So it may be that you've got a barber who's really good at doing fades and that tends to be their bread and butter. But it might also be that you've got a men's hairdresser who specialises in medium to longer length haircuts. Ultimately, the style that you want and ultimately the quality and the execution of that haircut really should be dictated by finding the right barber for you. So if you've got a skin fade or you've got a taper fade, a barber who specialises in a fade is the right choice for you. But if you're growing your hair out or you've got a medium to longer length haircut, you need to find a hairstylist or you need to find a barber that really specialises in that. I think ultimately we really tend to, and I think most guys do this that get regular haircuts, tend to downplay the actual art form and the actual quality and just the amount of skill that it actually takes to be a really good barber. So find the right barber for you and it will absolutely lead you to a better haircut as an end result. You've also probably got content overload and you've got too many various different hairstyles going through your head at one time. So if you look at all the content online, I think it's massively fair to say that barbering and men's hair content has massively increased in the last 4 years. And I would say I myself noticed this during COVID when it seemed to really grow very quickly. But what I think that means for a lot of guys is they're always looking at other guys' hair. They've got a Pinterest board with loads of haircuts saved. They've got Instagram pages that they follow with other guys' haircuts on there as well. And I think ultimately what that does is a couple of things. Firstly, that content overload means that you're looking at other guys' hair rather than focusing on the haircut that you should have. But I think a deeper and more profound point is actually every single time you're looking at another guy's haircut or another guy's hairstyle and wondering what that would look like on you, the subtle message that you're telling yourself is that your haircut isn't good right now. And I think ultimately we should always look to improve, and I think ultimately we should play around and try different hairstyles for us. But I think it's important to stay focused on finding the right one for you, rather than always looking at other guys and being strayed off the path of finding the right one. And finally, and I guess kind of sad to a certain extent, but no haircut is going to transform your life. So if I'm being entirely honest, I would say that finding the right haircut, especially when it's coupled with a good beard style or a good facial hairstyle for you, probably adds about 1 point to your attractiveness. And that 1 point can definitely make a degree of difference, can definitely impact on your dating life, and it can definitely impact on how people see you. But ultimately, that's it. Your hair is one small part of you, and your hair is a part of you that's always going to change, be that the style, be that you may start receding later on in life, be that whatever. So ultimately, your true confidence, your true value, and who you are as a person goes way beyond your haircut and way beyond your hairstyle. And I think unfortunately, we're in a very shallow generation, and we're in a very shallow period in time where everything is so looks focused and everything is so judged on how it looks. So I love talking about the hair, I really, really do. But ultimately, make your hair a tiny part of you. Stay focused on your own self-improvement, stay focused on the values and the core of who you are, and try and improve all aspects of you rather than just focusing and just looking on your hairstyle. So, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you got a lot from it, and I hope you enjoyed all my reflections. So, I've got nothing else left to say, so take care, and I will see you all in the next video. Please like and subscribe for more content like this.